At Gillette Stadium, Ashland is the Super Bowl champion of Division VI and the winner of the Aganis Trophy.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Walker Field, Ashland Middle School in Clockertown. I'm Josh Abrams, and joined at least momentarily by Logan Abrams, as Rob Silva running a little late this afternoon, but it's WACA-TV's pleasure to bring you girls soccer taking on the Medway Mustangs, our first girls soccer game of the season. Really excited to bring it to you. So, my first girls soccer game of the year, Logan, and, just prepared some notes. I haven't had a chance to see the team yet. I know that they come into today's game with a 2-6-2 record. Their most recent game was at Winchester, a 4-0 loss yesterday. Meanwhile, on the other side of the ball, the Mustangs come in today with a 3-5 record. They lost to Westwood last Thursday 1-0, and in fact, all 5 of their losses have been by just 1 goal. So just waiting here momentarily for the game to get underway. 40-minute halves. Logan, any thoughts as we get underway over here?
I mean, like you said, tough loss by Ashland yesterday, but hopefully they can come back striking.
Absolutely. Don't call him the best color man in the business for nothing, folks. So taking a quick look around the horn, last night the girls volleyball team dispatched Shrewsbury, the Colonials, 3-1, an impressive win for girls volleyball after they had dropped a match to Shrewsbury last week. But we're back enjoying the home cooking. Big 3-1 win for them. Football team, big win for them last Friday night. They go on the road, might be their toughest opponent of the season so far when they go to Holliston. Although Holliston 1-3, it's apparently a deceptive 1-3 as they've been playing some real powerhouses early in the season. But for the undefeated Clockers, it'll be their first big test. Although we've been thinking every game we've been thinking has been a test for them. But on their home games, they have yet to give up a point in the first half. But back to the action at hand here at Walker Field as the Clockers get into their starting formation. The Mustangs making their way to midfield as well. So among the starters here on the front line, I see Alexa Robinson, Julia Schreiber. Looks like it's Bryn Litka on the far side of the field. And we're underway. Medway starts with the ball. Pushing up to midfield, intercepted by Robinson. Push back to Catherine Carter. She can't clear the zone, however, and so the ball trickles into the Ashland end of the field. Pass attempt blocked aside by Karina Brown. Onto the foot of Robinson and up over midfield. That's Julia Schreiber looking for some help. Crossing pass, intercepted, and turned over.
Medway with some good footwork here early. Great passes, cross field, and just short passes, yeah.
Sometimes that's what you got to do, right, Logan?
Yeah.
Okay. So the Clockers have a throw in well into the Medway zone here. As Anna McGinnis has the ball stripped away. Ball's high and loose here on the near sideline. Medway heads it ahead. And there's Catherine Carter to boot it deeper in to Schreiber. Schreiber, another crossing pass attempt, but nobody down there except for the Medway goaltender. I believe that is, I'll have to check the numbers later. But there's a big boot up by midfield. Handled by Molly Orr. Pushed ahead to Schreiber. Schreiber tries to push ahead here to Bryn Letka, but too far. And the Medway keeper hasn't. She'll go to boot it again. Just about to midfield. Again, Catherine Carter intercepts onto the foot of Anna McGinnis. Another offensive attempt stymied by Medway. A little miscommunication there between Schreiber and Litka, but now they have the ball. Pushing ahead through Schreiber's legs. Robinson tries a centering pass. There's a little more pressure by the Clockers, looking good. See if she can get a shot off on goal. Knocked aside and then knocked down. No whistle there as the ball gets pushed out along the far sideline. Medway boots it further down the far sideline. This will be about as deep as the ball's gotten today so far into the Ashland defensive end. There's Catherine Carter. And now pushed ahead, kept in by Medway. Karina Brown pushes it ahead. It's up to Julia Schreiber now. She has Robinson streaking down the left side. Ball's pushed out of bounds by Medway. Good defensive play, and the Clockers will again have a throw in here on the near sideline. So Karina Brown here on the throw in for the Clockers to Schreiber. Schreiber controls it back to Brown. Brown pushes it back here to Molly Orr. Pushed out of bounds. It'll be Medway ball here. Throw in by Elise Higgins. Callahan Catone battling for the ball for possession there. Ball gets turned over here to Anna McGinnis. Clockers going all the way across the field. Nice pass attempt, but broken up by the Medway defense. And now Madison Marchetti on her horse in a foot race and will just knock it out of bounds to break it up. Kept in there by Medway. So we have a stoppage of play here. So this will be a Medway ball. Looks like a free kick. So again, Medway with a free kick here in the Ashland zone. High shot, sails well wide and over the top of the net.
First shot on goal by Medway. Paige Tripp has not been getting a lot of action, has she?
She is not. I'm not sure if that one actually counts as a shot on goal if it sails over the net, but we can count it. It's good. If it had gone in, then definitely a shot on goal, but that would have been bad.
Well, only bad for Ashland.
Exactly. So here's a clearing attempt broken up by Medway. Still with control, and now they've got a player down the near sideline here. That is Michaela Perez. So good defense there by Catherine Carter, but it will result in a goal kick here, a corner kick, excuse me, for the Mustangs. Sarah Longvall, a junior midfielder, will take the corner here for the Mustangs. That play is broken up by Robinson. Teams are just exchanging the ball back and forth at the moment, but now they've come away with it. Perez putting a shot on goal, and Tripp eats it up. Nice save there. Tripp trying to reach out to Vanessa Thompson there, but ridden off Medway controls here right about midfield. Read nicely by Anna McGinnis. And the Clockers have something cooking here as they run down the far sideline. Broken up defensively by Medway. And there's a trip getting called. So that one's going to go against the Clockers. Medway with a free kick.
Little bit of a late call there, but still a call.
Okay, good call.
Can't be biased, but yeah.
Okay, here's a long leading pass by Medway. Broken up, but they have control at midfield. McGinnis breaks it up. Schreiber has it, looking for an opening here, looking for a teammate. Dishes it deeper down the wing to Robinson, but a little too far ahead. Medway able to break that one up. Schreiber, good pressure here, but give and go with Robinson. Centering pass a little bit behind Bryn Lutka. Here's a shot on goal, a hard one too, but Medway goaltender equal to the task. So about 6.5 minutes gone by here in the first half. 0-0 between the Mustangs and the Clockers.
Great punt there, getting it up to half field, and Medway offense able to stay with it and bring it up.
Okay, here's a leading pass ahead for Elise Higgins, Mustangs. She's getting into the corner, cutting across over Tripp's head, and that looked a little dangerous, Logan, but all for naught. It broken up. Now the ball is out of bounds on the far side. It'll be a throw in here for the Mustangs. Good defensive pressure by the Clockers here. So Vanessa Thompson will take the throw in for the Clockers. Off the head of Ella Sense.
And they'll just do it right again.
Okay, another throw in here. Okay, Thompson, take two on the throw in. Her teammate there got double teamed, but the Clockers end up with it momentarily. And now Medway has it right on the foot, right at midfield. Nice pass, about 10-yard pass there, and another back pass. Well played here by Medway. And here's a foot race, and Tripp comes racing out of her net. Take that one away from an oncoming Medway attacker. Okay, not a great kick by Tripp. The ball's kept in.
Tripp got very lucky there. That was a really bad punt or pass. I mean, could have been either.
Okay. So, but end result is a goal kick here for the Clockers. So the girls' uniform is a little bit easier to read the numbers on the back compared to the boys' uniforms. They got new ones this year, but I think we're going to be having a little more trouble as it gets darker here tonight.
Hopefully the lights will come on, but yeah.
Sure. Okay, so a slow roller on net there for Tripp. Eats it right up, boots it out by the 40, but controlled momentarily at least by Medway.
Ashland with a couple whiffs, and that almost cost them big time.
Okay. So it'll be a throw in here for Medway. You can jump in whenever you want. Okay, throw in by Medway. McGinnis boots it away. Still anybody's ball here at the moment. Some good effort here by Bryn Letka.
Ashland double teaming, but that still can't stop.
Some real battles down there on the far sideline, right around midfield. It ends up on Medway's foot. Good back passing here, and Schreiber just excellent defensive pressure, I guess, trying to go after the ball.
Schreiber with a little bit of a too far pass.
Yeah.
But
pass led Thompson just a bit too far. Good call. Now McGinnis with it, looking for Schreiber.
Schreiber lets it go through.
Couldn't
And
quite connect there.
yeah.
Molly Orr battling for it. Onto the foot of Schreiber. Nice little pass there to Letka.
Oh.
She gets ridden off the ball, but it rolls over the goal line, and we'll have a corner kick here for the Clockers. Mustang defenders incredulous that it went against the Mustangs, but it will be a corner kick. Anna McGinnis to take this one here for the Clockers.
Not just Medway's defenders, also Medway's fans that have joined us here in Ashland.
Oh, that ball was loose in front. Defensive player misplayed it slightly and wound up deflecting off of her, but got away with one there. And now Medway flying across midfield, and we've got a foot race here. Tripp coming out aggressively, make the play and eliminate the threat. She got a line drive kick, trying to find one of her teammates there on the far sideline. Medway pushes in. It gets past the outstretched leg of Karina Brown, and now Elise Higgins for the Mustangs tracks it down into the corner, tries a centering pass, knocked aside by Karina Brown, kicked out of bounds.
That could have been deadly.
So a couple of substitutions here. Medway making some changes. 3 fresh players coming in. And the Clockers will have a goal kick. Can't quite clear the zone here, but now on the second effort, able to push it out and into Medway territory. And there's a misplay. Let's see if Schreiber can take advantage. Great pressure. Goaltender chooses to play it with her feet. Interesting decision there. Escapes danger, and now some good pressure trying to find Schreiber again, but blocked aside.
Yeah, I don't know if that goaltender could have used her hands there. That could
She was out pretty far. Good point. Good point.
She also was. That could have been a pass back.
Okay, here's a break for the Mustangs. Should get an uncontested shot on net, but pressed, kind of sandwiched between 2 defenders. No whistle there. Ball still alive on the far sideline. Mustangs with a centering attempt, broken up, but onto the foot of Michaela Perez. But shot is wide, short side, Clocker ball.
Medway getting in some subs here, getting some fresh legs out on the field.
Another set of subs for the Mustangs. So about 12 and a half minutes gone by here in the first half. Still 0-0 between the Mustangs and the Clockers. You're listening to Ashland Sports coverage on WACA-TV. I'm Josh Abrams. He's Logan Abrams. And yes, we are related. Ball's loose here toward midfield. Schreiber with another good opportunity, but she's by herself. Gonna have to find a trailer.
Might take this shot on goal. She does. Goalie can't come up with it, but eventually she does.
Okay, so it wasn't a clean save, but it was a save. Still 0-0. Good opportunity for Schreiber. Not afraid to take the shot, that's for sure.
Medway booting it up a little past the 45.
Okay, Catherine Carter playing the body there. Robinson lets it trickle out of bounds, and she'll give the throw into Brown. Quickly to Schreiber. Short pass here to McGinnis. Going to force it into the deeper into the Medway end, but eaten up by the keeper. Long boot. Goes through several players. Exchange of heads. McGinnis.
Little boot up to Schreiber. Schreiber comes up with it. dribbling.
Schreiber had it momentarily, but turned over and then turned back. Clockers can't quite control it here. The ball's loose here at midfield. Good defensive pressure by McGinnis. Ends up on Schreiber's foot. She has it taken away, and now Medway has it. Right at midfield, and they have control. They've got something cooking here, moving into the Ashland zone. Cuts past Carter. Left foot right in on net, but unobstructed view and Tripp with the easy save.
Tripp with a much better punt this time, but Ashland can't control it and goes right back to Medway.
And turned right back over now. The Clockers have it at midfield, looking to set something up.
A little pass to Schreiber, but Schreiber can't get to it. Turnover.
So a little disconnect there on the passes so far today.
Looks like they're starting to turn on the lights here. Ashland defender comes up with it.
That was Brown. Ball goes through Schreiber and a Medway player, and I think that defender's going to just kick it right on back to the keeper.
Keeper has to use her feet.
One-timer.
Medway can't.
Yep.
Medway can't control it. Goes right to Ashland. Let's see if Ashland can keep it.
So the Mustangs, Sarah Longball has it, pushing it ahead, but broken up by the Clockers. And it's Ludka with it, pushing it up the far sideline. There's a pass across the field. Robinson has it. Back pass nicely to McGinnis. McGinnis on the near sideline now to Brown. Brown centering to Schreiber. Schreiber across field here. Glad it was Vanessa Thompson. Couldn't quite handle the pass. Medway has it. I think they're going to just let this one roll out of bounds and take the throw in. And we've got a quick timeout here as both teams bring on some fresh legs. Okay, with the timeout, just a quick reminder, folks, the latest episode of Clocker Talk, now available online, WACA-TV.com. It's a bi-weekly show co-hosted by Rob Silver and myself. All the highlights, interviews, and everything you'd ever want to know about Ashland High School sports here on WACA-TV. Back to the action at hand, and the Clockers have the ball. Push it up the far sideline, but turned over right around midfield.
Medway trying to make something happen, crossing it across midfield, but...
Okay, cleared but not out. Turned back over between both teams. Blocked nicely there by Brown, pushing it over midfield.
Looking for a pass back to goal. Goalkeeper's got it, and all she can do is boot it up and hope Medway can come up with it.
Okay, Morgan Dubanowitz out there now, one of the sophomores here on the Clocker team.
Really bad pass back to goal. Fortunately, Ashland cannot come up with it.
Okay, so a heads-up play there by the Medway keeper. But now it gets booted out of bounds. Will be a Medway throw-in on the far sideline. And Catherine English in on the action there, and see which way they're going to call it Clocker way. So English on the throw-in, trying to work it up the far sideline out of bounds, and turned over. So it'll be a Mustang throw-in this time.
Good defense by Ashland there.
Brown tried to one-time that kick and didn't get enough of it. Ball still loose with a lot of spin there right around the 30 on the football field. Some good footwork here by McGinnis. Up ahead to Schreiber. Schreiber dishes quickly to Robinson. Some good quick passes here, not letting the Mustangs set their defense. But things do get broken up. Ball still loose right around, up higher in the Medway zone, now over midfield.
Some good turns by Medway, but let's see if they can let's see if they can keep the ball and make something happen.
Okay, one-timer by Catherine English doesn't go as far as she would have liked. Medway pushes it further into the Ashland zone. They had a 2-on-2 momentarily. Maggie Higgins trying to put a shot on goal, but blocked aside by Carter. Schreiber with it. She's all over the field right now. Couldn't get that one out. Centering attempt here. Broken up nicely by Morgan Dubanowitz. Morgan with another attempt here to try and get the ball out. Medway finding the passing lane so far. And now Brown tries to clear the zone up to Robinson.
Robinson looking
make that Colby
for
Lima.
Schreiber. Schreiber back to Robinson.
That's actually Colby Lima, number 9. The 8 and the 9 I get a little confused with. Colby Lima, it's the first time I've seen her on the field today. She must have come in on that last set of subs. So Brown inbounds to Schreiber, but read nicely by Danielle Smith of the Mustangs. Okay, Robinson running down the far sideline, trying to track this one down. Going to go against the clock. There'll be a Medway throw in here. So we're about the halfway point of the first half, still 0-0 between the Clockers and the Mustangs. Okay, this one gets turned over. Clockers with a throw in. Robinson up into Schreiber. Schreiber with a long pass cross field. She's got an open teammate there, Lutka. Lutka's got to track this one down to the corner. Centering attempt. Turns into a shot on goal. It goes wide, short side. So it looks like almost wholesale changes here for the Mustangs. A whole set of fresh legs coming out right now.
Keeper boots it up almost to the 40.
Over Robinson's head, but Brown there to boot it in further. This is Colby Lima now. To McGinnis.
Back to Lehman.
Lima.
Lima.
Okay, McGinnis trying to find Lima, streaking. This ball's headed for the far sideline. Kept in by Medway. And then kicked right back out by the Clockers. So it'll be a Medway throw in here on the far sideline.
Good header by Ashland. Medway can't keep control of it.
Okay, ball crosses the midfield. Carter bangs it off of a Medway defender, and it trickles further in toward the near sideline here. Good pressure by Robinson. Looks like it's going to be Clocker ball here. So great job by Robinson to force the turnover here. And Brown throws in.
To Schreiber.
To McGinnis. Brown trying to keep it in. A little dangerous there. A little bit of a
toe to head, yeah.
A little collision there right at the sideline, but it'll be Medway ball.
Let's see if Blue can hold Medway here, but.
Okay, a couple of subs coming in for both teams. Erin Flaherty might be her first minutes of the day. Okay, Schreiber, tight defense here. McGinnis also tries to break things up. Good hustle going after it. Here's a long centering pass, but Tripp coming way out of her net. Doing just what a keeper's supposed to do, right, Logan?
Yep.
Okay, Colby Lima tries to control that one. It gets past her outstretched leg. Medway with control. Good pressure by Lima. Okay, Medway making some good short passes here.
Schreiber goes for the ball, but does not come up with it.
Okay, nicely broken up by Carter. Flaherty to Lima. Lima trying to get a shot off. She's facing double team. Passes back to McGinnis. McGinnis couldn't quite thread the needle there between the defender's legs.
McGinnis
ends up with it though.
McGinnis never gave up, and she stayed with it, and she got places with it.
The Clockers just seem to be like one step away from really breaking that and turning it into a high percentage opportunity. Flaherty trying to control the ball, but it's off her foot, turned right back over. but the Clockers can't capitalize. Say that 3 times really fast.
Capitalize. Can't even say it once.
Okay. Broken up by Brown, but turned right back over to the Mustangs.
Ashland
Carter.
defense has been pretty good tonight. Only allowed about 3 shots on goal.
Yep. So Morgan trying to make something happen here around midfield. Again, a little bit of a miscommunication there. Bryn Letka was almost flat-footed when that ball was passed to her, expecting her to be running down the sideline. Ball's out of bounds, but a throw in here for the Clockers.
The side ref thought that it was a goal kick. He was pointing over to the goal.
You think it was a corner kick?
He was pointing over to the goal, so
Okay.
I think he was thinking that it was a goal kick.
Okay, good forechecking here by Lima. Sending ahead to Flaherty. Ball's headed aside. Nice defense by the Mustangs. Dubanowitz couldn't quite line that up for the header, but it's turned back over. The Clockers have it. Pushing it ahead. This is Lima.
Looking for Schreiber. Oh.
Couldn't quite
Medway stopped
there.
it. Schreiber after the ball. A little bit of a face to the ball there. That's gotta hurt.
The ball gets cleared out to midfield. A little bit of a physical battle there between opposing teams. Still trying to get it out of there, but Medway comes up with it. We're starting to see some bodies flying around, falling on the ground. It's starting to get a little physical out here, Logan. The ball's still inbounds on the far sideline, and now kicked out of bounds by the Clockers. That was Bryn Letka. Oh, it's a good, it'll go Clocker way, so the throw-in is for the Clockers.
Clocker throwing. It's a good one right to Ashland, but
Yeah, that was Colby Lima trying to beat the double team and split the D. There's a collision that Dubanowitz gets the worst of. Here comes a shot that's going to trickle in on net. So still 0-0, just under 14 minutes to go here in the first half.
punt gets almost to half, almost.
Almost to midfield. Okay, Lima trying to make something happen here, but loses control. Dubanowitz with it.
Ashland,
up to Lima.
Ashland dribbling it up. They had some time, but couldn't quite connect.
Okay, so Medway streaming down the far sideline. A centering pass, connect. Another good pass, going to get a shot on the big left foot. Tripp moves laterally very nicely, makes the save. As we tick down under the 13-minute mark, 13 minutes to go in the first half. Still 0-0 between the Clockers and the Mustangs.
Tripp seems very comfortable out there in goal.
I completely agree. Okay, Catherine English. Make that Catherine Carter. Here's another shot on goal by Medway, and Tripp, a little bit of a dive to it, makes the save. So ball spending a little more time in the Ashland end that I'm comfortable with, Logan.
I agree with you on that one. Medway looking to cross, but Ashland gets in the way of it, an interception.
Okay, every one of these, highly contested between the two teams. It's a very tight defensive game so far.
Medway getting through, but easy save for Tripp.
Yep.
Even you could make that save.
I'm glad you have such a high opinion of me, Logan.
Oh, no, I'm not setting the bar very high.
Uh-huh. So Medway still with control, really dictating things here in the last few minutes. Ball spending a lot of time in the Ashland end. Starting to get a little concerned. It's a matter of time before they find the back of the net. But this one is a misfire. Turned over here, and the Clockers will have it as Brown will inbound.
See if the Clockers can get it behind midfield, and they got it past 50, but couldn't do anything with it.
Okay, well, they've got a nice little pressure thing going here. Schreiber can't quite keep it in bounds. Good hustle, though, by Julia. And now we'll get the inbounds after the substitution. Medway making a quick change here. And a Longville be throwing in here for the Mustangs.
Schreiber with the defense here, but a little bicycle kick.
Yep. So Karina Brown throwing in here for the Clockers. Trying to hit Schreiber. It's a centering pass, but nobody there to collect except for Medway defender. Going to cross this one all the way to the other side of the field, right by the far sideline in front of the Medway bench. Good defensive pressure here by the Clockers, forcing it further into the Medway zone. That one broken up by Brown, up ahead to Schreiber, right at midfield.
Schreiber crossing it, a little behind the...
Yeah, it slows down the pace of the play, but it's still it is a connection. Clockers working on the far sideline, but again, a poor pass, unable to connect. Ball goes out of bounds.
Clocker throwing. Let's see if they can get any magic going here.
Okay, so substitution here for the Clockers. It looks like it's Sophie Ledachevsky coming in now. And Colby Lima sitting down. Long throw-in attempt, knocked aside by the Medway defense. Medway under control with it, but a double team forces a turnover. Can't quite get it ahead to Flaherty. Good aggressive play there by Marchetti.
Fans are really getting into this game today.
Yeah, we've said this in some of the other sports, Logan. It's so great to have fans back at these games this season after that very strange COVID-influenced season last year.
Yep, nice to hear real voices instead of just automated voices.
Clocker's trying to make something happen here at midfield. That was English, but the ball gets ridden out of bounds and Medway forces the turnover. So a throw in here for the Mustangs as we tick down under 9 minutes to go in the first half. Ball headed out of bounds. Still Medway ball.
Medway driving at this point. They're just unstoppable.
Okay, headed out of the way by the Clockers. Ball still loose. Schreiber getting involved in things. Clockers had it momentarily and then turned right back over to them. Took one off the side of the head, and then Medway punches it further into the Ashland end.
Not many Medway players past half right now.
Okay, Dubanowitz to English. Right now the ball's spending most of its time between the 40s, but now here's a break on the far sideline for the Mustangs. Nice job passing that one back, trying to reset a little bit. Coming across the field. Flaherty rides off with it. Up ahead now to McGinnis. McGinnis with a head of steam. Pushes it ahead here to Lutka. Lutka forces it down into the corner. Centering pass. Knocked aside by the defense, but it's still loose.
Schreiber trying to get a
couple of really good opportunities there. Some of the best of the night so far for the Clockers, but they can't find the back of the net. And with just over 7 minutes to go in the first half, we're still deadlocked.
Yeah, Schreiber almost headed it in there, but couldn't get a head on it.
Okay. Ball spending a lot of time in the air at the moment. This is Carter trying to control. Crossing pass. Medway has it now. Dubanowitz.
Ashland's got time. Dribbling up. Schreiber's trying to get open.
McGinnis.
Looking for Schreiber. Schreiber going down. Lefty.
Nice slide tackle there by the Medway defender. That was Michaela Perez. But one of the best setups on offense we've seen tonight from the Clockers, Logan.
Couldn't agree more with you there.
So Medway with an opportunity here. They've got numbers, but we've got a whistle.
Offsides.
Looks that way.
Ashland caught a break there. That could have been very bad.
So Medway, the head of steam here at midfield, pushing it ahead. Ashland defender had done a terrific job. That was Karina Brown of cutting in, staying between the ball and the Medway attacker, draws the penalty. So another turnover here, and the Clockers will take it. 5.5 to go here in the first half. No score between the Clockers and the Mustangs. Okay, Medway forcing it in to the Clocker end, but broken up.
Looking for Schreiber.
It's McGinnis. Yeah, same thing. They're looking for Schreiber on that far sideline. McGinnis stops and wheels, pivots a little bit, puts it in centered.
Schreiber going for the ball, but got headed away, so she can't do much.
Brown misfires on that pass attempt, and it's turned over here to the Mustangs, right over midfield.
Ashland with some heavy defense here.
Some good hustle there by Letachevsky to break that one up. But the Mustangs control on the far sideline. Dubanowitz had it for a moment. Medway pushes back up toward midfield to reset. Okay, back onto the foot of McGinnis. Pushing it ahead, but ridden right off. Medway, nice piece of forechecking there, and they're going to kick it all the way back to their keeper.
Keeper's got time. Gives it right to...
Yeah, just dishes off to Longville. Up ahead now to Perez. McGinnis has it now. Tries to get it across field. Nice crossing play, but couldn't get enough on it. This ball's turned right over to Julia Schreiber. Julia trying to turn the corner on the defender. Can't quite make it, but great pressure. Comes up with it, no whistle, but can't feed Flaherty. Had her, but couldn't get the ball to her. And now here's an opportunity for the Mustangs, but broken up nicely on defense. Brown pushing it ahead. Flaherty had a moment there. She could have put some pressure on. McGinnis trying to put the pressure on.
Schreiber going off after the ball. Doesn't come up with it, but keeps running.
Good leading pass here.
Probably going to pass back to goal.
That's what Marchetti does. Tripp one times it. It's loose here. Moving back more shallow in the Ashland end. Carter tries to finesse one. It doesn't work, and now Medway has it.
Medway tried some Meg Ashland, but doesn't quite work.
Okay, McGinnis finds a passing lane and just drills it further into the Medway end. Schreiber putting some pressure on. This one gets booted down the Ashland end, down the near sideline. Carter feeling some pressure, and it goes out of bounds.
Ashland ball.
Okay, couple of substitutions coming in now.
Some fresh legs.
So coming into the game, it looks like it's Vanessa Thompson and Molly Orr play the last 2.5 minutes here of the first half. Okay.
Some of these Ashland players are looking quite tired. But they're still...
Yep. McGinnis feeds it ahead, right up the middle. This is Lucca with a head of steam now. Passes behind Letachevsky. She's going to track that down on the far sideline. Centering attempt. Can't quite connect there. It gets booted out of the way. And now it looks like Medway will have a clean play to get it up and out of their zone. Leading pass broken up there by Marchetti. Medway a little bit out of control, but still has it inbounds. And now a centering attempt broken up by Carter. Some good hustle here by Molly Orsh. Again, she has the fresh legs. Clockers had three people going right at the ball and couldn't come up with it. Ball gets turned over here by McGinnis, and an opportunity for Medway putting a shot on net. Trip comes out, and the ball skidded a little bit on the wet turf. So Less than 2 minutes to go here in the first half, time being kept on the field at this point. Ball dribbles out of bounds. Clocker ball, Clocker throw in.
Ashland looking to do something here, but all they can do is pass back to the defense. Defense can't do much. Medway comes up with it. Tries to make a lead pass, but it's too far, and Tripp comes up with it.
Yeah, Tripp doing a great job tonight, really coming out of the net, cutting down angles, and keeping the Mustangs at bay so far. So here's an opportunity for the Clockers on the far sideline. Centering attempt to Schreiber gets booted out of the way. And that'll do it for the first half. So Logan, thanks for stepping in here tonight as calling first half action here in place of Rob Silver. But Rob's here with us now. He'll join us in the second half.
Yeah, thanks for inviting me.
Absolutely. What do you say? No score here in the first half. Before we send it into halftime, what are your keys to the game? What should we look for in the second half for the Clockers?
Definitely some more passing. Hopefully they'll cut down on the lead passes.
Okay. What about putting some shots on goal? Maybe scoring a couple.
Always hope for that.
Okay. Well, the Clockers, again, based on the scores of this season, it seems like they've been struggling a little bit to find the back of the net, but they're facing a tough Medway team that, although with 5 losses, they've all 5 losses by 1 goal. So the table's set for the second half. For Logan Abrams, I'm Josh Abrams, saying thanks for watching here on WACA-TV. We'll see you soon here for second half action. back to second half action. Walker Field at the Ashland Middle School as WACA-TV proudly presents girls varsity soccer taking on the Medway Mustangs. Second half about to get underway, 0-0 so far. And coming in off the bench, Rob Silver.
Yeah. 0-0. You're a big fan of the 0-0.
I've been watching a lot of Ted Lasso.
Oh, God. I have to watch it. If we're going to continue to call games together, whatever it is, I have to watch that.
Absolutely.
And I've heard great things.
I've been trying to say keeper instead of goalie. I've been trying to say pitch instead of field.
Is this, what is Ted Lasso? Is it a soccer?
Apple Plus.
Is it like kicking and screaming?
No.
Exactly. I know.
But it's it's Premier League soccer. It's European soccer.
So I
set
was
in the UK.
I was able to observe that first half thanks to Logan stepping in for me, and it's pretty evenly matched. Really back and forth. Seemed like Ashland had a little bit more of the on offense, but no really quality shots. And then Medway, every once in a while, would break one. Have a couple forwards or midfielders that really have a good leg that got some hard shots on net, but fielded cleanly. Is it Paige? Was that Paige Tripp? Is that
for the Ashland keeper? Yep.
Yeah.
She's had a great night so far.
Yeah, and I think you mentioned, off this wet, it's kind of misty, wet. You might get some big skips, and she's handled them well. So I know why Logan didn't want to do the second half because it's dark. You can't see anything at this point. Need to.
So the first time that the ball's found its way into the Ashland end here, and Medway trying to set something up. The long pass toward the net. It's getting a little dangerous. Ball's loose. Medway comes rushing in. Ball gets pushed back out of danger. Controlled here by Bryn Letka. Working their way up the near sideline now. Vanessa Thompson pushes ahead to Schreiber. She's the speedster. She covers a lot of ground out there. Looking to center. Here's the cross. No teammates there to be able to pick up the other end of that one. Goes all the way across to the far sideline, out of bounds. Clocker throw in.
It was good to see Julia kick that ball when she had the opening. She did a lot of dribble. I mean, she's an incredible player, obviously. There's a chance, maybe. But a little bit too much dribbling and not passing it to when you have the ability.
I can't believe what great shape she's in, her stamina. I mean, all kidding aside, she covers a lot of ground. She's physical.
Definitely.
So here's a break for Medway on the far sideline. Broken up nicely. The ball's still loose and inbounds.
It's number 17 for Ashland.
Marchetti?
Yeah.
Going to get the call that time, though. That was a trip.
I was just about to say, there was a lot of, two players going for the ball, but it was a very clean first half.
There was not a lot of bonus time at the end of the first half.
You didn't see really any cheap shots or anything like that. Very competitive playing for the ball. That's number 5, Ella Sense.
Okay, we're going to have to see. I'm keeping an eye on the scoreboard. These are supposed to be 40-minute halves.
Oh, they were fooling around with the clock in there. See, I told you. That's what I was...
Yeah. So we'll see how this goes. Obviously, they're keeping time down there on the field, but anybody, parents or fans or players keeping an eye on that scoreboard, going to be a little bit off on the time. But here's a corner kick opportunity for the Mustangs. Soaring shot goes toward the net, but blocked aside. Ball still loose.
Ludka battling and getting pushed.
Gonna get another corner kick out of this one.
Senior captain over there, Michaela Perez, number 22. She had a good first half for Medway. Very
Absolutely.
talented as well.
So it looks like this is Delaney Condon taking the corner here for the Mustangs. Ball's loose right in the net. It somehow just trickles wide long side. Best opportunity of the night for either team, Rob.
Yeah, Ashland, Molly Orr and Catherine Carter kind of playing a little goalie there to make sure that didn't squeeze in.
Tries to find McGinnis. It skips through now onto
Ludka.
Yep. Broken up nicely there by Ellicence. Mustangs. Throw in here for the Clockers. That'll be number 4, Catherine English. Over Schreiber's head and knocked aside here by Medway. Pushes down into the Ashland zone. Oh, gonna get that one. Some indignant parents here, worried that call wasn't gonna get made, but they had it.
It's kind of like pass interference. When you extend the arms, that's gonna probably call it in every time. Wasn't as bad as it looked.
So Marchetti dumps one into the Medway zone. Lucka trying to make something happen. Gets ridden off, but regains control. Quick pass to McGinnis. Quickly over to Orr. Orr puts it into her net, but broken up. Lucka still has it, still forcing it into the Medway zone, but then broken up, knocked down to the far sideline, right by midfield, out of bounds on the Mustangs. Quick turnaround, a quick throw in there.
Karina Brown. They call her Bean.
Do they?
That's what they would call her. I like that name.
Medway with the throw in here on the far sideline, working their way up to her midfield.
Bean battling for it.
Medway trying to set something up here, crossing to this sideline, to the near side.
Good job. Is that Thompson?
Thompson, yep. Nice pass ahead to English. Could just
feed.
roll it right down.
Schreiber, look at the wheels.
Yeah.
Oh.
Schreiber read that too. She tried to get it between the player and the ball to get it, between the intercept that passed back to the goalie. Just a foot short on that one, step short. I feel like both teams are kind of pressing the tempo a little bit now. Ball's going end to end. Marchetti tried to break that one up and knocked it right into a Medway attacker. So shot on net with a little bend to it. Tripp comes up with the save. There's a collision there. No whistle. It seemed like it was like after the save. There's unnecessary contact there. Tripp doesn't get a lot on this one. Aggressive defensive play there on the far side. Might have been English. Here's a break for the Clockers. Lucka pushing it up, gets past the first defender. Schreiber sees her teammates. Thompson racing for it on the near sideline, catches up. Here's the cross.
Good opportunity. There we go.
One-timer, right in on net, but on the ground and eaten up by the Medway goal keeper.
Good job finding the open spots on the field.
Clockers have had their challenges tonight with the passing game, but they were right on that time.
I think part of it is just waiting too long to actually make the pass.
It just seemed there were many times in the first half where the passes were behind the player and just slowing, not being able to take advantage of an opportunity, having to slow down, go back and get it. Getting some substitutions here now. Medway exchanging players far more frequently than the Clockers so far tonight. Get the whistle there. Free kick here for the Mustangs. Lucka with some pressure and turned over here. Schreiber trying to track this one down. Plays it nicely. Handing it off to Thompson. Again, going to try to set this one up on the near sideline. Thompson racing down. Centering pass is knocked aside. Out of bounds. Will be a throw in here for the Clockers. And Vanessa Thompson in quickly to English. Trying to find Schreiber. Almost caught her foot.
Almost caught her hand.
Well, that too.
Yeah.
Throw in for the Clockers. McGinnis. Nope, make that English on the throw in. Trying a little give and go with Julia, but ball is out of bounds. They got to bring this one back. It'll be a throw in here for the Mustangs. I don't know, Rob, not getting a lot of lengthy timeouts to be able to promote anything like Clocker Talk or upcoming broadcasts.
You can talk over the people. People can see what's going on. What do we want to talk about? Did you have a bad dad joke?
The funny thing is I actually saw a video of, like a YouTube video of a bunch of bad dad jokes, and now, of course, I can't come up with any of them.
Is it the one with is it YouTube or TikTok?
It was on. I'm not a TikTok guy.
Okay.
It was YouTube. It was an old one, too. It was like between Will Ferrell and Mark Wahlberg. Like kind of a little thing that they were also promoting Daddy's Home 2, so it gives you an idea immediately of how old that video was.
Wow. You're not going back to like Buddy Hackett, so it's not that old.
I love that you made a Buddy Hackett reference.
Yeah. He was one of the best joke tellers.
I'm trying to remember what this one was. What does a mermaid wash herself with?
Go for it.
Tide.
You amuse yourself.
Somebody has to.
I just saw one at the half. Another. Stephen Marks taking over for me. Oh.
What's up, WACA?
How's it going? Rotating announcers.
Yeah.
So there's Thompson controlling it a little.
Yeah, this one gets pushed into the Ashland end. Marchetti will just knock this one out of bounds. Throw in here for the Mustangs. They're going to try and turn this one around quickly. For a moment there, they had Delaney Condon open. She's working in the far corner, and Carter just rides it right off.
Yeah, very, very boisterous parent crowd tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Both sides.
Okay, centering attempt. It's going to go all the way to the far sideline here. It looks like Emily Landry, the Mustangs, tracks that one down.
Ooh, a miss.
Bad whiff there on defense, but Tripp right there alertly falls on it, stops the play.
Did they make the pregame announcement about about good sport? Oh, see, that's why. That's why they.
Now here at the middle school, they don't really take advantage of the PA system.
Fair game.
Yeah. So this one will go off English and out of bounds. Another throw in here for the Mustangs. And we will get a timeout. Those of you who enjoyed last night's volleyball broadcast know that Rob and I spent a little time discussing the classic 80s film Airplane.
Oh, do you have any more references?
Oh, no, I could do that all day. But, just trying to keep it fresh, Rob. I was going to see if there was another 80s, perhaps 90s film that you want to discuss while we watch tonight's game.
Well, I will get to that.
Getting a little physical out there on the field between the Clockers and the Mustangs. Controlled here by Lutka, but turned over. Very tight play right now. And English going to push this one up ahead right to midfield. Gathered in by the Mustangs' Ellie Mahan. Good pressure there by Sophie Ledachevsky. Exactly. And now the Mustangs turning with it. Broken up again by the Ashland defense. But now they're Mustangs pushing it down the far sideline. Again broken up there. Clockers come out with it. Up ahead to Lutka. Gets met almost immediately by a Medway defender. And gets pushed back into the Ashland zone. I believe that was Carter, but kept in by the Mustangs. Lutka is able to get it up ahead, tracks it down herself, and now it's flying down the far sideline.
Yeah, some good wheels on her.
Yeah. Lutka stride for stride with a Medway defender, but before she gets ridden off, beautiful defensive play there by Medway. Kept in here on the far sideline. Ball trickles out of bounds. It's going to be a Ashland throw in here. And that's Karina Brown running in to take the throw in for the Clockers. Clockers can't control it. Gets knocked out of bounds. So it'll be a little bit further back, still in the Medway zone. And Brown will try again here. McGinnis, unchallenged, has a moment here to size things up. Puts it in towards Schreiber. Ball goes through the defense and right to the Medway keeper for an easy save.
So I was looking at the roster. A lot of youngsters on the squad, huh?
Yep.
On both sides.
Absolutely. I mean, again, these teams' records very similar. Clockers come in tonight 2-6-1, Medway 3-5. But again, that Medway record is a little deceptive. All 5 losses by just 1 goal.
I saw that in your write-up. That's a great stat.
Thompson trying to turn the corner. She's got Schreiber streaking down the near sideline here, but she has nobody to cross to. Just forcing it further and further into the Medway zone. Still has control. Now has some teammates. But they can't connect, and the ball is turned over. We'll get 3 fresh players here for the Mustangs. No answer by the Clockers.
I didn't catch the whole comment.
So here's the throw-in, long throw-in. Over English's head, but she comes up with it right here on the near sideline. I say she's out of bounds. I'm gonna have to question that one, but
Does it have to break the plane, or does it actually have to hit the ground?
I thought it had to hit the ground. I mean, when I ref soccer, that's how I call it.
Mm-hmm.
Nice little dump pass there. English has it. She's going to throw it.
Ooh.
I think that was unintentional there as Julie Schreiber got a foot on it. I think that one was destined to just go down the near sideline. This one's out of bounds on the Clockers. Throw in for the Mustangs. Schreiber breaks this one up. I'll make that English. Sorry, 4, not 14. But now the Mustangs have an opportunity here. Looked like Ellie Braden may have gotten a hand on that one, but no call here. Nice leading pass here. Thompson trying to track this one down. Broken up by Medway. Little give and go, and again, just a little bit off there.
So much play in between the 20-yard lines.
Mm-hmm.
Just very few opportunities. It's going to come down to one bounce somewhere, that's going to create the opportunity.
So, Rob, we're just about an hour away from first pitch. Red Sox-Yankees wild card game tonight. What are your thoughts there?
Well, I'm normally... I haven't watched a ton of baseball.
Sure.
I got a small bet on the Red Sox to win the pennant that I put in at the beginning of the season, so I do have
So you do have a vested interest in this one?
Financial interest, yeah.
Oh, great pressure by the Clockers. That almost turned into a really good opportunity. Sophie Ledachevsky.
Who are the starting pitchers tonight?
Garrett Cole going for the Yankees. He's their ace.
Mm-hmm.
And Nathan Evaldi, who was pretty much the de facto ace for the Sox this season. Chris Sale went the other night, the true ace on the team, but still recovering from the surgery, Tommy John surgery. And he only went 2 1/3 his last time out. So, I mean,
yeah.
They're saying he's not available tonight, but he might just need to be.
If it's, close at the end, sure.
Mm-hmm. So, again, just a one-game playoff, a little reminiscent of 1978. So, one-game wild card to see who's going to play the Rays in the ALDS.
Most of us from the area kind of know where we were when that game was going on. I remember it vividly watching in the playroom at my house.
Great opportunity
here.
There's the cross. They couldn't quite get Ledachevsky. She was there, couldn't get a foot on it. Best opportunity of the night for the Clockers. And now watch this in transition. The ball comes all the way back down the field. Carter plays it nicely, but it is out of bounds on her. It's going to be a Medway throw-in here.
Yeah, I remember the home run. Then I went outside to shoot my BB gun after that. At Cairns, not at
Of course.
That's.
I mean, unless you were living in Southie or something at that point.
Oh. Small backyard.
Sure. So back and forth between these two teams, still 0-0, making our way about halfway through the second half now.
We're not sure with the extra time on the clock at the start.
So, and although I was not living here in 1978, I happen to know exactly where I was. I was watching that game. I was so thrown off to see a national baseball game on TV in the afternoon on a weekday. Come home from school to find that game on TV.
Did you have a preference back then, being from Philadelphia? I mean,
you know, I think back then I probably would have been rooting for the Yankees. Clearly, my time here in Boston, things have changed. I am a season ticket holder for the Red Sox, so other than when they're playing the Phillies, I am a Red Sox fan. The Clocker's resetting here a little bit, trying to set up another great opportunity, and there it is. Ball onto Schreiber's foot, but she can't quite control it. Ball's loose here right around midfield.
Both teams seem really well disciplined with their defensive lineup.
A little banging of bodies, trying to establish position. Nice little pass there by Schreiber. Lutka trying to give and go. Molly Orr now drives it in, headed out of harm's way by a Medway defender. Ledachevsky pushes it back, one-timer by Brown. Clocker's still with possession here.
Yeah, that's Lima in the corner.
Centering attempt here to McGinnis. McGinnis still with it, pushing it toward the corner, trying to cross. Can't quite get there. Ball goes out of bounds. It's going to be a goal kick here for Medway. Got a quick timeout here. Medway again making some changes. And Rob, again, just want to remind folks, the latest episode of Clocker Talk now up and available online. Catch all the highlights and interviews from the last couple of weeks. Ashland High School Sports, we cover all the fall seasons, not just football.
Yeah, I had the good interview this week with the field hockey, Molly Foley, field hockey coach. So.
And we actually led this time with cross country, trying to give them some positive press. The ball's still in bounds. English pushes it up ahead to Schreiber. Couldn't quite get control of it.
Lima.
Nice play by Lima. Was waiting for Schreiber to drop it to the corner, and she does.
Ludka got to kick it. Does so.
There's the cross. Oh, the goalie, the keeper came way out. And I am positive prevented a goal there because they had a striker and attacker there lined up for the header until that keeper came out and intercepted the shot. Another great opportunity for the Clockers. But Medway with the ball now, turning it over, and they're in transition down the far sideline. Carter breaks this one up out of bounds, so throw in here for Medway. So anyway, again, you've got the vested interest in the Sox winning tonight, but
it's a long road. Long road. This is just to stay alive.
Yeah. It's a shot toward the net. It's going to sail wide, long side.
Doesn't want to go out of bounds. Nope. That one did.
Well played by Lutka. Be a throw in here for the Clockers, deep in their own end, here on the near sideline.
Not terrible for Medway if they can
force a turnover.
Scary with those heads. My nephew plays for Needham. He's out for the season with a concussion.
Oh, that's too bad. I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
Okay, Medway trying to make some noise here. Good defense, breaking that one up. Catherine English. Aggressive forechecking by McGinnis. English watches that one sail past, trying to box out the attacker. Kept in.
Good use of the body by English.
Played that very well. McGinnis just tapped it ahead. Schreiber has it looking up. Putting it down the near sideline. Keeper way out of her own net.
Oh, Lima with some aggressive play. Almost got it. Yeah.
Okay, that one's going the Clocker way. Schreiber working it down the near sideline, almost ridden off, but she still somehow controls it. There's the centering attempt knocked aside by the Medway defense, but still not out. This one's going to cross all the way. And here comes Karina Brown streaking down the far sideline, breaking it up. But this one will go out of bounds, perhaps.
It's hard to say what's over there.
Okay, there's the whistle. Quick throw in by Brown. Clockers Lima, I think, couldn't quite get into position. Long header attempt there by Brown. Medway breaks it up, can't quite come out cleanly with it. It's still loose deep in the Medway zone.
Yeah, Letichevsky really pressuring the ball to keep it alive down there.
McGinnis with a physical battle here. Comes out on the losing end of it. Medway pushes it ahead over midfield. McGinnis some good back checking. And the Clockers just dump it in to the Medway end. There's a long boot by the Medway keeper. Some tight defense here. Lima just spinning in circles, evading defenders, gets it to Schreiber. Schreiber gets ridden off the ball. McGinnis trying to keep it in. Some really tight pressure and forces the turnover.
Good job by McGinnis.
Okay.
And there's
Schreiber has an opening. Picks up a double team, gets it to McGinnis. McGinnis with a shot. Just wide, long side.
Is that Lima? Almost had a shot. Almost.
Again, Medway's really been playing tight defense. It's not often that the Clockers are able to get any kind of daylight, be able to get a shot off. A long kick here by the keeper. It's Debanowitz who wasn't able to get a head on it or anything. Tightly contested here at midfield. Medway, for a moment, has it. They're moving it down into the Ashland territory. Luck able to break that up.
Ooh.
It's not exactly what Julia wanted to do. This is a turnover, and now Medway streaking down the near sideline. A centering attempt. Blocked aside. Still deep in the Ashland zone. Gonna need to get this one out of here. Off a couple of legs. Still loose. Medway puts one in on net with a little bend to it, but Tripp right there reads it perfectly, makes the save. Hopefully can calm down this Ashland team just a bit. They're starting to run around a little bit.
Number of errors on that defensive stand. Oh. Looked good.
Oh, I mean, I physically reacted to that collision.
Yeah, it looked like it was going to be worse.
Yeah. I can't believe both of them just ran away from that. That looked like it was going to be very bad.
I didn't really think Medway did anything wrong, to be honest with you.
And Schreiber offsides. Might have been a couple of players offsides on that play. A little over-eager. So keeper is going to boot it from about the 15 or so on the football field.
Oh, good job to cut that big bounce off.
Wasn't sure she was going to get there in time. There's a collision. Still in play, no whistle.
Yeah, that's Brown trying to chase her down.
Okay, Tripp called that one off. Good communication there, calling off her defensive teammate there to make the save. She boots it away. Lima tries to control. It's onto the foot of Debanowitz.
That's it.
And here's an opportunity for the Clockers. They've got numbers if they hustle. Gets past one defender. Lima's still with it, but gets ridden off. And Medway smartly just boots it off out of bounds. Be a throw in here for Karina Brown. Ticking down to about 10 minutes to go here in the second half. 0-0 between the Clockers and the Mustangs. I'm Josh Abrams, he's Rob Silver. Shot on net.
I think it was wide, but it doesn't count as a shot on net if it's actually...
If it's wide?
Or over the net. No, I heard you explaining.
Medway player got sandwiched by the couple of Ashland defenders there. Ball winds up right in the hands of Paige Tripp. She puts it right up the middle and turns it right over. Got to make sure this doesn't turn into something.
That's nice tip by Ludka.
Okay.
Good control to Schreiber.
That was McGinnis getting it up ahead. Medway satisfied to just, again, knock it out of bounds. Slow things down. Okay, so substitutions here on both sides, Rob. I want to take a moment to thank our crew tonight. Shouldn't take too long. It's a one-man crew, and you know who it is. The maestro, Connor Donovan. He does it all.
He does. He does.
So the camera work tonight, the graphics, the live stream, you name it, he does it all. We don't give out these nicknames lightly.
No.
And he's earned that one.
Got something
Here's
happening
something.
here. What it is ain't exactly clear.
So it might have been Colby Lima that got that shot on net, but wasn't able to get much on it. No screen or anything, so the keeper had clean vision, be able to pull that one down. Clockers, though, for the most part, have been dominating the tempo and control here in the second half. But here's an opportunity for Medway.
Oh, a
Misplay, yep. Going to get a shot on? No, nice break up there by Madison Marchetti. This ball goes out of bounds, Clocker ball. There's the throw in. To calm that one down. McGinnis trying to get it up ahead now to Debanowitz. Turned over to Medway. Medway, just a little triangle there, but some clean short passes. Brown pushes it up ahead, and Lima was open for a moment, but not able to connect with it. Just going back and forth here. Neither team really able to sustain control of the ball. Medway forcing it further into the Ashland zone. Here's an opportunity. As Marchetti, nice job with the body. Knocks it out of bounds. We're going to get a stoppage.
Timeout.
Okay.
Is that allowed?
Yes. So
half an hour.
So we have a timeout. So a quick reset here. Again, you're watching Ashland girls varsity soccer. They're taking on the Medway Mustangs. 0-0 so far, late in the second half.
It was a joke. It's not a half hour. We lost us clock keepers.
Oh, no, there's still clock keepers up there. At least you cleared out the press box a little bit. So it's late in the second half. Timeout called by Medway, and it looks like they're going to have the ball deep in the Ashland territory on the far sideline.
Yeah, with a throw-in, I believe. So, but Ashland's been dominating the offensive play for the most part.
Yeah, again, I haven't had a lot of experience with this team this year, but again, just going off the record and seeing the scores throughout the season, I'm pleasantly surprised by how well they're playing tonight. They're certainly keeping Medway in check so far. And again, I think this has been a problem for the Clockers all season, an inability to score goals. But the defense has been stout. They've had their opportunities, and just have to see if they can cash in here late in the second half.
Good summary. Couldn't have said it better myself.
So looking ahead, programming-wise, at least I'm going to be getting a night off tomorrow night from announcing, but then I'm back at it Thursday night. It's boys soccer right back here at the middle school. Chase Abrams and I on the call.
I don't know how you do it.
And Rob and I, finally get this Friday off. The football team is on the road at Holliston.
I will be there.
As a spectator.
As a spectator, as a reporter. I carry my WACA press badge, so I get field access.
Do you tuck that into your fedora?
Oh, that could be my thing. Nah, I'm not a fedora guy.
I think you should bring back the fedora.
I go cowboy hat.
Medway, the corner kick is a good opportunity. Ball's loose right in front of the net. Still loose. That one's going to go out of bounds. It's going to be a goal kick for the Clockers. So they dodged one there, Rob.
Under 7 minutes to go.
A long boot heading toward midfield, but intercepted by Medway.
Yeah, that's their captain again, Perez. Michaela Perez, I believe.
Okay, ball still not controlled by either team. Every one of these now highly contested. Slide tackle there. Nice play by a Medway player. That was number 10, Emily Landry. But now the Clockers emerge with it. Going to push one down. Misfire. Couldn't quite connect with Lima. Schreiber has it. Avoids a defender. Puts it ahead to Thompson, but that's pass just not quite there. So English dropping back now on defense.
Almost seems like the Medway team's a little more energized right now.
Physical battle down there in the corner.
Yeah, that's...
Going to call this one Medway's way. So another corner kick opposite side this time as the clock continues to tick down. Under 6 minutes to go in the game. Kick is up. Header over the top of the net, and again,
that was Callahan Catone.
Clockers living dangerously here. They've controlled the tempo and the ball most of this half, but it's Medway who's had the last two excellent scoring opportunities, both off corner kicks.
Yeah, and Catone actually had a really clean look at that.
Here's Marchetti. Up to McGinnis, can't get ahead on it. Medway with it, right in the middle of the field. One pass too many, perhaps. English tries to get control of this. It's still loose. Pushed back in and pushed back out. There's a long shot in on net, right at Tripp. She gloves it easily.
She's looked good back there.
Absolutely.
I mean, they haven't been really tough plays, but she's handled
you got to make the easy ones too.
Exactly.
And she just looks so confident in net.
Yeah, that's exactly what
she plays the angles really well. And I mean, what a difference that is. I mean, for these Ashland defenders, to that comfort knowing they've got a solid keeper back there, keep them out of trouble.
So Medway again keeping the pressure on. Last 5 minutes, it's just been all Medway.
So Landry with the throw in. Here's a shot in on net. Tripp just watches it sail short side wide over the net.
And the turn in the game almost came, Ashland had that defensive stand where they had like 3 bad passes in a row kind of, and since then it's been all Medway.
Kind of been on their heels ever since then.
Yeah.
So here's Marchetti. I really don't love those clearing passes up the middle.
No.
Okay, let's see what Medway does here. Because again, the Clockers just seem to be a step behind here on almost all of these passes. Ball's loose on the far sideline now. Brown with it, gets to it first, knocks it off a Medway player. And we'll get a throw in here for, I thought, the Clockers.
They're trying to find the ball.
Okay.
Here we go. Is that Brown?
Yep. Throw was tightly defended there by Medway. Ball's moving toward the middle of the field now. Schreiber can't control it. Medway with it, a nice cut there. But she can't beat Carter. Ball's still loose on the Ashland side of the field. Deep now in their territory. Far sideline. Medway gets a shot in on net. Blocked aside by Marchetti. Here's a shot in on net, but it's going to sail long and wide and out of bounds. So Marchetti going to take another shot here, trying to get this one out of the Ashland end with the goal kick here. Puts it up.
Same thing.
On to Schreiber's foot this time, though, but still can't control it. Medway gets the ball, splits the defense, still loose. Marchetti can't get this out. Here's a shot on net, but right to Tripp. I don't know if that Medway attacker was losing her balance, or I think she had another step or two. Like she could have gotten a much better, harder shot on net. So again, Ashland avoids a potential late game disaster here. And now they're pressing it ahead, but they can't get to Schreiber, who was open on the near sideline. McGinnis comes to the ball, pushes it ahead. Is that Lima?
Now,
Robinson. Number 8?
Yes.
Yeah. Nice play there by Brown to Robinson. Robinson couldn't get control of it. Now it's back over midfield. Medway with not much pressure. They've got a player open on the far sideline, streaking down the field, looking to center. Good defense there. Goal kick, though, for Medway. They've just missed on their last 2. They've done a great job of getting the ball up in the air in front of the net. And you got to hope that the Clockers can stymie them again. Here's the shot. It's up. Blocked aside by Robinson. Shot on net. Wide short side. So you may have heard us say this before, but Marchetti with the goal kick.
Oh, I thought you were going to say you may have heard the ref say 30 seconds. He did. He said 30 seconds. So enough time for one more run. Schreiber.
Madison's best kick so far. Schreiber rides it out of bounds. So Medway with the throw in here. English plays it, but right onto the foot of Medway's Perez, yes.
It's the one name I know on Medway.
Nice step up there by Brown. Ball getting pressed deeper into Ashland territory. Marchetti trying to get to it. Still loose, up in the air, right by the net. Tripp comes out, jumps, and makes the save. One of the biggest plays of the night for Tripp, gets it out of there.
Yeah. At this stage, they're all big. Schreiber with one more run, maybe.
Okay, play continues here. Loose in the Ashland zone. At this point, you think the Clockers just want to clear it out, and there is the whistle. That's a final. So the Clockers don't come away with a win, but they don't go home with a loss either. So it's going to be a tie. They get the point. Right? 0-0. So again, the offensive struggles continue for the Clockers. And again, another tie in the books. That's I believe their 3rd tie of the season. 2-6-3 now for the Clockers. 3-5-1 for the Mustangs.
And with about 15 minutes to go in the game, I was thinking Ashland would be not happy with a tie, but the way they played the last 15 minutes.
Absolutely. Medway really turned things on there at the end. And it was all the Clockers could do, led by goalie Paige Tripp. Keep that ball out of the net. Some really good defense tonight. Clockers had their opportunities, just couldn't quite connect.
It'll be fun to watch these two teams over the next 2-3 years because they'll see a lot of each other.
Absolutely.
The same players.
And again, not a lot of seniors on either team.
So.
Okay, so for Rob Silver and Logan Abrams, part of the broadcast team tonight, I'm Josh Abrams saying thanks for watching on WACA-TV. Go Clockers!